Well, hello, good afternoon and welcome to the MSV Arena here for yet another North Rhine-Westphalia derby as MSV Duisburg take on Arminia Bielefeld in the German DSC Liga here on this sunny, if perhaps slightly breezy afternoon here in the western reaches of Germany. A good crowd in here today with perhaps a newfound optimism. That after just under a month ago, when they became the first team to pull the trigger on their coach this season, sacking Thorsten Zeigner after a winless start to the campaign. And so Boris Schommers, for his first DSC Liga action in charge of the Zebras, has made a couple of changes from the side that beat Unterhaching last time out for their first win of the season. Sebastian May goes from forward to centre back, with Marvin Knoll dropping to the bench, with Philip Connie coming in for his first start of the season up top. There's also a change in attacking midfield as Kolja Pusch comes in for Jonas Mitchellbrink. For Bielefeld, well, no changes at all to the starting lineup for Michel Niet after their come-from-behind 3-1 victory at home to struggling Mannheim last time out. That means Fabian Klos starts up front again, the captain, with Saruman Baze and Leandro Pitaro preferred as the wide attacking options. Plenty more to come from the bench though for the Blues. The Blauen. And it's the home fans making the majority of the noise at the moment. About 3,000 away fans have made the 170-kilometre trip between these two two cities. It should be a crackling atmosphere inside this 30-odd thousand seater stadium as the teams are led out here by our referee Patrick Alt. Arminia in their away strip today, unable to play in their usual blue, as that is very much taken by the home sides in their blue and white stripes, the Zebras. Big rambling stadium this. They don't quite fill it out these days, Duisburg, but they do dream of a return to the big time. That's for certain. They've spent 28 seasons in the Bundesliga in total over the years of Duisburg before their more recent struggles. A lot of that has come from struggling with their finances, it has to be said. So our referee today, Patrick Alt, he will be helped on the sidelines by Lothar Ostheimer and Alexander Roppelt, with Nico Donges looking after everyone in the technical areas. The captains today, Sebastian May for the Zebras and Fabian Klos, of course, for Bielefeld. Quick huddle there for the away side. And that symbol really saying it all for this moment of respect for those caught on the wrong side of what's currently going on over in the Middle East.
Fußball steht für Völkerverbindung, Fußball steht für ein friedliches Miteinander, für Respekt und Toleranz. Wir möchten gemeinsam der unschuldigen Opfer und ihrer Angehörigen gedenken. Wir bitten um einen Moment des Innehaltens als Zeichen für den Frieden überall auf der Welt. Vielen Dank.
Well, the niceties over and done with. This will be Duisburg's first game in 2 weeks, by the way. Last week's trip to Saarbrücken was postponed as Kasper Jander was called up to the Germany under-20 side during the international break. That gave Duisburg the right to ask for a postponement of the game, and they did exactly that. Kasper Jander, despite his tender years, very much a part of the starting lineup here for the Zebras. Now we see the away fans for the Bielefeld certainly making their presence felt at that end of the stadium. Now Boris Schommer's about to take his coaching bow then, with Duisburg in the Drieseliga. Fabian Klos prepares to get us underway here at the MSV Arena. And away we go then. MSV Duisburg, the hosts, in blue and white stripes, kicking from left to right in the first half. Bielefeld in their change strip of predominantly black, kicking from right to left and immediately pressing forward here. Looks like Leandro Bataro and Noah Saranbaze on the right and left-hand side of the tack, respectively. Those two do tend to swap around though during the matches, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that one. By the way, Duisburg's last game 2 weeks ago, a 1-0 win against Unterhaching. Up at that stage at least, only two teams have beaten Unterhaching. One was Duisburg 2 weeks ago, the other one Arminia Bielefeld a few weeks earlier. That has since changed this afternoon after Ingolstadt put Unterhaching to the sword by 3-0 in one of the earlier kickoffs this Saturday. Louis Oppik, the number 4 here, the left back for Bielefeld, scored his first goal for the club last week. An absolute hammer off the underside of the crossbar. That Bielefeld second in that 3-1 win at home to Mannheim. Again, that was really the goal that very much put them on their way. Now Duisburg trying to keep it short, playing out from the back, and that's well played there. Alexander Eschwein, the number 40, the experienced midfielder, getting an early touch as well on this right hand side as the ball is spread out over onto the left. The ball whipped in looking for Eschwein on this near side, but it's a little too deep, and it goes straight out for a goal kick. These sides have met 47 times in the past. 17 wins for Duisburg, 14 for Bielefeld, 16 draws as well, historically at least. As Eschwein goes down under a challenge there from Bujela. Quickly gets back up, was not really part of the play there. Starting on the right hand side this week, or this weekend rather, Eschwein can play either side of the attack, but Tim Kother also chosen today. Kother prefers very much to play on the left, so Eschwein taking advantage of his flexibility to play over on the right hand side instead. And you see him on the left hand side of your picture. Still got the strapping on that right hand after a fractured thumb he picked up just over a month ago. Missed a couple of match days with that. It's Philip Koenig starting for the first time this season. Number 27 that goes down, wins a free kick for his side. Interesting to see how he deals with leading the line against Bielefeld. Real contrasts, even though these sides both near the bottom of the table. Big contrast between how they've ended up there, really. Duisburg have only scored 7 goals in their 10 games so far this season. That's the worst in the DSC Liga. On the other hand, their defence has only conceded 14. Well, that's an early looking for Nassim Bujala, and that's his 5th of the season. He will miss Arminia Bielefeld's next game at home to Ingolstadt next weekend. I think the hanging of the head there from Bujala, I think he knows he's going to miss that game as well. Unnecessary booking too. Just really as he's starting to hit his stride in this Blues lineup. Well, push. Lofts it in, headed up rather than away. Eschwein is going to retain possession here for Duisburg. In fact, he uses his strength to allow that to go out for a throw. A little bit of afters there with Bujala as well. Alexander Eschwein's never been shy of a bit of banter with the teammate. Try to use his experience to get under the skin of the less experienced opponent. And that was the yellow card there for being far too close, nowhere near the 10 yards required away from that free kick as it was taken. He probably got away with it if he hadn't. Just with a reflex there, just lifted his leg up to try and block the ball. One of the things that referees are really clamping down on this season. Oh, Duisburg coming forwards now, but that's a poor ball, easy to intercept for Oppi. Couldn't quite release Saran Baze though. It's Duisburg certainly dominating possession so far. Here comes Felscher as the shot comes in wide of the upright. No stress there for Jonas Kersken. Never really caught hold of that ball. That was a long way out, but I know they'd have been watching the video, say Bielefeld have one of the worst defences in the DSC Liga this season. Only Mannheim and Hallerscher have conceded more goals in their opening 11 match days. They do, however, have one of the better attacks around though. Only Dresden, Ingolstadt, Saarbrücken and Veld have scored more goals in Arminia Bielefeld this season. So really one side who struggle to score but are tight at the back against another side that scores for fun but also concedes even more. Saran Baze with his back to goal, about 20 yards out. Well mopped up though by Duisburg defence, but Oppi does well to intercept. Saran Baze goes down hoping for a free kick, gets nothing from the referee Patrick Alt. Ball tries to head it back into the mixer. Now the ball goes out to Lannert, who's forced to go all the way back to Jonas Kersken, who has been not the safest pair of hands in the DSC Liga this season. He's made a few mistakes with the ball at feet as well, with poor passes out being intercepted and goals coming from those. He's also showed himself to be a little bit vulnerable as well to crosses into the box, so not a good combination for Jonas Kersken. The good news for Bielefeld is that they do have an alternative coming back into fitness, that being Leo Opperman, who suffered a finger injury earlier this season. He's not actually on the bench this week though. Artem Zaloha, 16-year-old Ukrainian, the substitute goalkeeper on the bench for Bielefeld today, and for the last few weeks in fact. Certainly one part of the team that could certainly do with arguably a small upgrade for Bielefeld moving forward. Of course, it's basically an all brand new team that Michel Niat has had to put together. You can see sort of green shoots of progress for Bielefeld in some of the games, but then they'll just do something stupid at the back and go behind. They did that last week against Mannheim, completely dominated for 20 minutes, then a poor pass out from Kierske went straight to the opponent. 2 passes later, the ball was deflected into the back of the net. It's the silly mistakes that are really killing Bielefeld so far this campaign. I think Niat has confidence that they will get better. As Vincent Muller gets the ball back in play again, taken short, then lifted long down the right hand side. But I was going to say that Kaney was eased off the ball there. In fact, it was Maximilian Grosser who was just given a little shove in the back, so the free kick goes Bielefeld's way. Now Bujelab up against Yander, trying to use his strength against the 20-year-old. Bujelab scored his first goal in Bielefeld colours last week as well. It's been settling in slowly. It's a 4th start in a row for the Moroccan. Now Kierske given a little tester there. Leon Schneider, and the ball's been quickly won again by Duisburg. A little bit out of control for the moment. Eventually half hooked clear. Bujelab though picks the ball up on this near side, then gives it straight to a Duisburg player. And the rebound goes to Sarah Mbaze. He goes down too easily again, not the first time in the opening 12 minutes of this game. Close can't quite keep the control close to him. Again, ball back with the Duisburg players. Yander, nice ball out to the left-hand side. Tim Kotha trying to combine on that far flank. And eventually the referee points for the throw back a little bit further up the pitch. Fabian Close not getting any younger, that's for certain. 35 years young, the captain. But he brings experience, leadership. And given his reputation as the big guy up top, he also has particularly good footwork for a big guy. That ball lofted over the top, but nowhere near the run of Kolja Push. Bielefeld slowly working their way into this one. Duisburg with the majority of the ball in the first 10 minutes, but Bielefeld starting to find sort of a little bit of range with their passing and movement. Sarah Mbaze goes down easily again. Bujelab tries to battle his way through. Michel Niat must be shaking his head on the Bielefeld bench here. It's 3 times now the ball's come into Sarah Mbaze. He's hit the deck all 3 times. No free kick for any of them as Vaughan now drops deep from midfield, picks up the ball. Spreads it wide to Lanner, who then goes back to Schneider. Then to Oppi on this near side. Good thing about this Bielefeld side is the goals come from all over the pitch. It's not just a case of Fabian close up top banging them in. He scored a couple, but six different players in the starting lineup today for Bielefeld have already scored this season. They've got another 6 goal scorer sat on the bench as well, so spreading it around nicely. It's difficult to defend like that as Eschwein tries to find the run of Kolja Pushu, not for the first time today. The attacking midfielder, the furthest man forward for Duisburg. Certainly in the opening 15 minutes or so, so Push very much being encouraged to get alongside Philip Koenig up top. Oppi brings the ball down nicely on this near side, tries to find Sarah and Barze, who doesn't really get to the bounce of the ball. Close does get a head on it, but then half clear. And Eschwein uses his body to let the ball go out for a Duisburg throw-in. Still that heavy strapping on that right wrist, by the way, to protect that thumb. Just as well, he's not a goalkeeper really. Koenig. Trying to keep the ball alive there for Duisburg. Felcher comes forward from right back. Flicked on by Close, but no one able to get on the end of that as it's tidied up in midfield by Duisburg, and they bring the ball forwards again on the right left hand side and then turn back. This game's just gone a little bit shapeless in the last few minutes. That's better from Bujala. Gets the ball to Close. Close can't find the run of Saran and Barze, but Raw, well, thought he'd won the ball in midfield. The challenge on Yanda, not to the referee's liking. In fact, it was a little shove in the back from his captain Fabian Close that drew the ire of the referee. Eschwein tries to hook the ball into a dangerous area, but that's well defended, and now Lannert can come forwards for Bielefeld. He's got pace as the right back, keeps the ball in play, can't quite find Close directly, but the deflection does bounce a couple of times in the box, eventually smashed clear. Just about dealt with by Maximilian Grosser. Always fear for this Bielefeld defence. That bouncing ball over the top has caused them so many problems so far this season. It's almost like there's a fear of getting their head on it at times. Sarah Barze goes all the way back to Grosser. Schneider looks for his options. Long crossfield ball looking for Oppi. Headed away. Niak, he gets the ball back in play. Saran and Barze now. And again, ball just coming off his chest and straight out for a goal kick. No problems there to deal with for Joshua Bitter. Well, there is the new man in charge, Boris Schommers. So yeah, Engin Viral was interim coach for 4 games after the sacking of Zeigner. finally got Duisburg's first win in his fourth and final game in charge. That's a 1-0 win against Unterhaching. They had got 3 games without a goal, in fact, before that goal against Unterhaching. Have been so really struggling to find those goals. Say 7 in 10 games so far this season. That is relegation worthy, no matter how good your defence is. Corner taken short to Bujelab. It's been well defended in the end by Duisburg, and there could be an opportunity here on the counter-attack. Men streaming forwards down the left-hand side, but the pass through. Koenig didn't quite find its mark. Sorry to Tim Kother. Bielefeld looking, so 20 minutes in, pretty comfortable. We haven't had the trademark defensive error yet. Long may it continue, for Blues fans at least. A nice little flick on from Bujelab. Up in out. Swings the ball into the area. The keeper gets there just ahead of close. Good handling from Vincent Muller. Vincent Muller been a regular here since arriving from the PSV Eindhoven reserve squad in the summer of 2022. And space now for Felcher. Saran Buklaze though with a strong challenge there, giving away a corner. Chance for Duisburg to get the big guys up there. Sebastian May will enjoy this one. The captain usually plays at centre-back. He's had a couple of starts up top though so far this season, and he is Duisburg's top scorer in the DSC Liga this season with 3 goals. In his more customary position of centre-back though this season. Oh, sorry, today. The number 26, there he is, winning the header. Midway through the first half of this North Rhine-Westphalia derby. Duisburg 0, Bielefeld 0. In all honesty, neither goalkeeper has been tested so far. And again, the ball forwards, looking for the run of Lannert. Just lacking a little accuracy. Muller looks for his options to play out from the back. Goes to Joshua Bitter here on this near side. Long raking crossfield ball. Well defended by Lannert, and draws the foul from Kother as well. The support unstinting from both sets of fans, the Bielefeld fans especially behind that goal to our right. Making a huge amount of noise for a relatively small amount of people. About 3,000 fans though made the trip. Again, another move breaks down. Neither team really able to stamp their authority on midfield so far. And as a result, the attacking platform hasn't been quite there for either side so far. I do sort of expect Bielefeld though to find a way coming forwards at some point. They've done that time and time again, and now there's space over on that right hand side. Oh, good defending though. Danger averted. And eventually losing out. Schreck picks up the ball in midfield. With Duisburg player down there who's gone down and he's not moving. Bielefeld players are telling him to get up. Bit of frustration there for the away side. The referee in no hurry to bring the medics out. He doesn't seem to think so either. Have a look, closer look here. The referee telling him to get up. You can see quite clearly there what happened as he went to try and kick the ball forward. He missed the ball, but kicked the opponent instead with his lower shin. Certainly no reason to go down and get the game stopped like that. Ball sportingly given back to Bielefeld after they, in the end, were forced to put the ball out of play. Gets all the way back to Kersken, who must be feeling the pressure. The young goalkeeper, very much learning his trade on the big stage here with Bielefeld. What a pleasant place to make the mistakes you have to learn from as you grow and develop as a player. Bielefeld not exactly coming forward with their usual fluency so far this afternoon. So they've been, by their standards at least, pretty comfortable at the back. The ball nearly given away in midfield there. Grosse finds Lannert over on that far side. Cuts inside, but the attempted pass to Vaul didn't come off, and it's Duisburg now back in possession again. Now the long crossfield ball looking for Samran Baze, but it's a little bit too much on it. Still got a feeling a lot of the energy from the crowd coming from that far end, where the 3,000 or so Bielefeld fans have congregated. Really, it's a real pity to see MSV doing this poorly so far this season. Now, potentially one of the biggest clubs in this division. Certainly some of the crowds we've seen them put together early in the campaign. The first home game here, which is a 4-0 win at home to Priss and Munster back on match day 2. Over 24,000 people packed into the stadium. The Beg your pardon, that was for Bielefeld's opening home match of the season. Do beg your pardon. They'll try to work their way out from midfield, and it was a slick 1 and 2 touch passing until the final effort there, cut out nicely by Schneider. Yeah, the biggest home crowd of the season so far, 14,000. That's for the home game against 1860 Munich, on match day 2. That in a stadium that will take over 31,000 on a good day. It's nice play. Again, quite slick interplay, but eventually the move falls apart, and now it's Duisburg coming forwards on this right-hand side with Felcher. Pressured by Sauer and Baze. And it's still goalless as we hit the half-hour mark. Neither goalkeepers had to make a save yet either. It's been a typical derby match, really. A bit scruffy, a bit hurried. No one really with time to put their foot on the ball and bend the game to their own will. Most of the action compressed into the centre third of the pitch as well. Neither side really getting on top of this arm wrestle so far. It's hard to tell really which side will be happier with the state of affairs so far. Duisburg, so just only 8 points from their opening 10 games. You might think that a single point would be good, but they really want to kick on from that win against Unterhaching last time out 2 weeks ago. Lippy ducks under that one and allows it to go out for a throw. Close just eased out of the way of that throw-in. It steered all the way back to Vincent Müller. Definite determination to play it short out from the back. They've come up stuck there, have Duisburg. Now what can Bielefeld do? Close. Oh, nice little pass through into the slot, and then, well, the pullback nearly falling into the path of Sam Schreck. Hope he did well to win the ball back though. Here's Vaughan trying to wriggle his way through, dispossessed by Eschwein. Now Sauer and Baze. Gone from behind and close as a popper goal, but it goes into the chicken wire, protecting the crowd behind that goal. Not quite what Fabian Close was looking for. Looking to add to his 2 goals this season. Schreck spreads the ball out to Lannert. And a big part of the team going forward so far is Christopher Lannert, the right back. 3 assists this season already. Of course, having said that, he's been a big part of the defence that has conceded plenty of goals so far this season. 21 of them, in fact, in 11 games. On throw. Close. Sort of competing for that one in the air, but without jumping and without looking at the ball. Interesting technique. As Bielefeld build up from the back again. I think he was looking for Sauron Barze, but he cut his run inside up. He couldn't quite get up there in time to keep the ball in play. Just a bit disjointed, really. Sauron Barze tries to run inside, goes down again. Fairly easily, the number 37. Felcher tries to play the ball out from the back. Eventually wins a throw. Duisburg coming forwards, but again, this time Schneider getting his foot in, averting the danger. Crossfield ball now, looking for Felcher, who's been one of the brighter spots for Duisburg in the game so far. Ball comes in, headed away at the near post. Rebound picked up just outside the area, but lost again by Duisburg. And now Bielefeld looking for options coming forwards, but forced to go backwards, at least for the moment, and it's going to be a slow build-up from their own third. The back four, the Bielefeld seeing plenty of the ball so far. Done a huge amount with it. Castaneda tries to feed it into a more dangerous area, but very little presence up top for Duisburg so far. The attacking duo of Philip Koenig and Kolja Pusch not really making the mark on the game so far as Vol turns on the ball in midfield. The young defensive midfielder really finding his feet this season as Bujela makes a nice run in there across the goal. And that's close, and there's the opener. Well, it was simple as you like in the end. Nice ball slotted through Bujela with the nice diagonal run. And as soon as you feed the ball onto the edge of the 6-yard box, you know Fabian Close is going to be there. And that's the third goal of the season for the Bielefeld captain. And Sebastian May, the Duisburg captain, looks singularly unimpressed by that. That was a ball through. Great run there from Bujab, getting the better of May. Turned the ball across the 6-yard box. Close, just getting there ahead of his teammate Sarah Mbaze. Smacked it into the roof of the net. 3 goals for the season now for Fabian Close. Bielefeld take the lead 38 minutes into this North Rhine-Westphalia derby. Well, new boss, but same old out on the pitch. Duisburg 1-0 down, and to be honest, they haven't really looked like even threatening Bielefeld at the back, and we're talking about one of the worst defences in the Dresser Liga here. And they've looked solid. Bielefeld untroubled. Zopic finds Bujelab, who's made some bright runs in this first half. Bujelab tries to go past Yander, those two occupying, it seems, like the very same part of the pitch nearly every time one of them gets the ball, the other one is there. An interesting battle to keep an eye on through the rest of the match. Just a little tug of the shirt by Yander before making that tackle. Well, 5 men in and around the edge of the penalty area. Good teasing ball in, but a commanding take there from Vincent Müller. Immediately feeds it to May. Long ball forwards, but Eschwein's getting nowhere near that one. May bringing the ball forwards. How long I wonder before he ends up playing up top. That's a nice slide rule ball there. Looking for the run of Push, but he loses out. Nice turn by Lannert. Tries to play his way out of trouble there on the right hand side. Wins a throw in as well. Taro leaves the ball for his teammate. Haven't seen much of Leandro Pitaro at all actually in this first half. The number 34 for Bielefeld. Good play from Schreck there in not a lot of space. And then Vaught takes the foul in the centre circle. Marius Fall still just 19 years of age, won't hit 20 until April of next year. They started the season slowly on the substitutes bench, a couple of appearances from there, and then since making his first start, in fact his first start as a debut, in fact back on match day 6 against Freiburg, ever since then he's been pretty much a fixture in the first 11 for Michel Niat. Uppy now decides discretion the better part of valour on this occasion as the ball works way out to the opposite flank, and Christopher Lannert, who also goes back to the centre backs. It's been a little bit more measured than I think we've seen in some of their other games this season from Bielefeld. The ball from Uppy not quite picked up by close or Sauer and Barzek. And then too much of a shoulder coming in from Bujela. Eschwein was already going down before the contact, to be honest. Otherwise you're looking at a shoulder to shoulder there, which in the good old days at least would have been perfectly legal. Very nice ball over on the diagonal there, getting in behind Christopher Lannert, and the nice ball fed into the area, headed away by Grosser. Castaneda tries to build things from the back, but now there's a gap where he's normally sweeping in front of the back four, and it's Bielefeld coming forwards, but that, again, the move falls apart a bit. Schreck takes the safe option. No real need to hurry for Bielefeld. They've got the 1-goal lead, really being pressurised by the Duisburg front line here. They'll be quite happy to scrub extra seconds off the clock. Eventually the ball lofted forwards towards Close, who flicks it on towards the runner Sauer and Barzek, and hooked out of play by Baran Mugultai. Yeah, Gross looks like he's going to wind up for the long throw here. He's not got that one right. barely reached the penalty area. He'll be tipped down towards the end of the first 45 here at the MSV Arena, with Bielefeld leading by a goal to nil. And you can hear the Bielefeld fans there chanting from behind the goal on our right, whereas just over 3,000 or so have made the journey. We've lost the ball high up the pitch on this occasion. And it goes all the way back to Jonas Kersken. To Kersken again. Gross. Still not had a signal to let us know exactly how much time is going to be added on in this first half. There shouldn't be too much. No real injuries to talk of, apart from that one time McGullty went down holding his shin after kicking an opponent with it. He was gently encouraged to get up by the referee. Schreck is just fouled on the halfway line. Maybe a last chance here for Bielefeld to feed the ball into the area, get the big guys up there if they want to, or they can keep it short and just play out towards the half-time interval. There's Lannert now on the this near side. A good run from Vore. Nice ball chipped back in, and it was Uppy there on the volley on his weaker right foot, it has to be said, when he hammered one in from a similar position last week. Didn't quite get the connection this time on his weaker foot. And that's enough, says a referee, Patrick Out, for the first half here at the MSV Arena, a North Rhine-Westphalia derby with plenty of energy and running, but perhaps a little bit shorter quality in the opening 45. Neither side really able to take control of the game, but Arminia Bielefeld arguably with the edge, with a bit more of the possession and territory as well. And eventually it was their captain Fabien Close who turned in a Nassim Bougelab cross in the 38th minute, hammering his shot into the roof of the net, so opening the scoring. And at half-time here at the MSV Arena, it remains MSV Duisburg 0, Arminia Bielefeld 1. Well, welcome back then to the MSV Arena. Fabian Close there in your picture. The difference between these two sides in this 48th North Rhine-Westphalia derby between MSV Duisburg and Arminia Bielefeld. It's the away side, Bielefeld leading at half-time. Fabian Close, clinical from close range, 38 minutes in a game arguably lacking a little bit of quality. Certainly in the final third of the pitch. Fabian Close using his Nelson movement to find the space after a fantastic run and then assist from Nassim Bougelab. And that's the difference between these two sides at the break. Neither keeper really tested other than that goal, for which the keeper had no chance whatsoever. No changes at the break either, as far as we can see. Michel Niak, I think, will be quietly happy with his size display in that first half. Solid at the back, they didn't give anything away, which has been, I think it's fair to say, unusual for the Blues this season. What can Duisburg produce in this second half after finally getting their first win of the season at the 10th attempt last time out 2 weeks ago? The game against Saarbrücken. The Spone due to Kasper Jander's call up to the Germany under-20 squad during the international break. Nice run forward from Lannert here, but he eventually couldn't quite take the ball with him. Koenig, acrobatic, but failing to make contact with the ball there. And we've got, it looks like Rolf Feltscher has gone down. Looks like it's nothing more than just missing his boot there. To see how that one happened. Looks like there might have been a little clash here with Fabian Close. Completely inadvertently, I think, just stepped on his shoe. Quite sure there was any need for him to go down quite so theatrically, though. As Duisburg tried to play the way out from the back, but the long ball over the top is easily dealt with by Schneider. There's Oppi. As well to find Bougelab down that left-hand side. Continues his run forwards as well. Sarin and Barze can't quite get onto the end of that looped ball forwards though, and eventually deflects out for a goal kick. Arminia fans behind that goal to our right there, certainly making lots of noise throughout the first half, and they continued the second half in the same vein as well. As Müller prepares to go long with the goal kick for a change. I'm not sure that the short passing out from the back has really worked for the Zebras in this match so far. Sarin Barze tries to wriggle his way into some room, but only puts the ball out for a throw. Now a chance on the counter-attack here for Bielefeld. Ball over the top, well defended though by Sebastian May, but a slip from Feltscher. Gives the ball back to Bougelab over on that far side. Cuts inside one. And the referee not liking the defensive challenge from Alexander Esfine. Nowhere near the ball there, the veteran wide player. Clumsy to say the least. Good opportunity here for Bielefeld to load up the box. They got 7 men in there, in and around the edge of the area. Bujelab currently stood by the penalty spot. Just trying to sow some confusion. Everyone forward for Bielefeld. Curled in, right-footed. Comes to Schreck. Still not cleared. Lannert just about keeps the ball in play, does well. Gets the ball in there and just missed. I think that might have been Schneider. Just unable to get his head on that one. Lannert did well to keep the ball alive here and put a quality ball in. And it was Schneider who just couldn't quite reach that one with his head. Now the long throw. Headed away by May. Go all the way back to Kersken, who's quite a long way out of his area. He takes no risks. I'm sure his teammates will be happy about that, actually. Oh, that's well played by Schreck on the stretch. Now close. Couldn't quite pick out the pass. Here's Pitaro. Had a quiet game so far, Pitaro. Can he keep this ball in? No, he can't. Well, there are options on the bench for Bielefeld. So plenty of goals on the bench as well. Kato Mizuta with a goal and 2 assists from a more attacking midfield position. Niklas Shipnowski with 2 goals as well. Eigen Yildirim also with 2 so far this season. So they have firepower to bring on as this second half goes on. To Michel Niat's side. Well, if Boris Schommers didn't understand just how tough his job was when he took over here with Duisburg, surely he does now after the first 45 minutes here. May. As well to pick out a teammate in midfield. But the danger immediately snuffed out and the ball taken all the way back to Kersken. Jonas Kersken, dual national, German and English parents. I don't think Kersken though will be threatening Jordan Pickford for the #1 spot in Gareth Southgate's England squad anytime soon though. A few whistles from the home fans as the Bielefeld defence keep the ball to themselves for a moment. And well, they've got the goal lead and they're under absolutely no pressure whatsoever, so why not? Really, it's up to Duisburg here to take the game to Bielefeld. The away side, who are currently leading by a goal to 0. You can hear the impatience building up from the home fans. Eventually Kersken lofts the ball forward to the halfway line, close, beaten in the air. Castaneda lofts the ball forward, Eschwein can't quite collect it. All over the top, Kersken on this occasion stays rooted to his own 6-yard line. Ooh, and there's a late challenge there over on that far side as Bujelab lofted the ball forward. And he's landed on that strip of tarmac there just to the side of the pitch as well. Castaneda very late. A little bit surprised not to have seen a yellow card for that one. He's a lucky boy, is the American #5 for Duisburg. He's at 6th start in his last 7 games. Santiago Castaneda. free kick. It's lofted in, the keeper stays on his line, mate. Kind of beaten in the air close, didn't really know where the ball was. Fall lofts it back in, unmarked, and headed straight into the hands of the keeper. That should have been 2-0 Bielefeld. Well, Leon Schneider knows he should have done better. Duisburg now coming forwards. Can that be the moment that turns the game? Eschwein unable to get on the end of the through ball. Bit of an unnecessary shove as well on the Bielefeld player. This is the opportunity here. Nicely picked out cross from Vor, and Schneider unmarked, 6 yards out, hits it straight at the keeper, head in his hands. He knows he should have done better. That should be 2-0. Looks like Fabian Klos is getting ready to be replaced here. Eigen Yildirim, 2 goals to his name already this season, coming on in his place. Well, he scored the goal that's the difference between these two sides, Fabian Klos, but the best win in the world, he can't really do a full 90 anymore. A shake of the head there. I just wonder if he's maybe injured himself. Fabian Klos. It's a little bit early to be making that change, to be fair. Shrek feeds the ball to Sarambaze. Sarambaze still in possession, but eventually beaten by Rolf Feltscher. Still Bielefeld coming forwards here. And eventually Duisburg clear their lines. It's 1 against 3 up top there. And Bielefeld come forward to the ball again. Lannert finds Pitaro. Well, Bujelab tried to find the run of Lannert. Big claims for a handball against Santiago Castaneda. Love to have another look at that one. Shrek drops deep. Goes all the way back to Kersken. That's a poor ball just for once from Vor. Sebastian May picks out the diagonal pass. Nice pass from the centre-back. Now Duisburg can come forwards, and they're coming forward to numbers here. Eschwein puts the ball back, cross goal, and it drops here. Well blocked just in front of Kersken. Superb chance there for Tim Kurther. And Pitaro's pass picked off in the centre circle. And finally the home crowd making some noise here. Bujelab though now finding space over on that far side. Still coming forwards, the shot deflects. Still not cleared. Well, picked up here in a bit of space. Nice turn from Vor. Put a cross goal, and there were 2 players waiting for that. And it was just a yard too far ahead of them. Now Mogultai comes forwards for Duisburg. Shrek to Pitaro. Now to Lannert. Back to Pitaro again. It's been well worked this by Bielefeld. Keeping possession, keeping it neat and tidy. Nice ball into the run of Bujelab. Nice cut back to for Sarambaze, and it deflects, and it's easy enough for the keeper to pick up in the end. Not quite sure the number 37 got the right connection on that. That was good, patient build-up from the Blues. Having taken the lead not long before the half-time break. It's Bielefeld who certainly on the front foot in this second half, looking for a second. Jon Schneider really should have made it 2 about 10 minutes ago. An unmarked header 6 yards out, but it's straight into the hands of the keeper. The long ball forward there skims out of play for a goal kick. We're going to get some more substitutions as we have another look at Eschwein's cross that so nearly set up Kurther. Shot well blocked, I think, with the keeper. Well, that was the call for a penalty. And Castaneda looks like his arm is pretty much by his side. Chinedo Ikene has come on, and so has Mitchellbrink. Defending to be done here then for the Zebras. Long ball lofted in, the keeper comes a long way, gets a single-handed punch on it. It's a good punch though. Now to run out of play by Pitaro. Shrek turns, just about picks out Vor. Ujela goes down, nothing given by the referee. Now Duisburg maybe find some space to break into here, but it's been held up just a bit too long by Akane. May brings the ball forwards, doesn't continue his run. Here's Eschwein, it's out Kurther, and then the ball through for nobody in particular, and Kersken comes off his line to collect. So Jonas Mitchellbrink came on for Kolja Push. Just 2 starts for him this season, the rest of his action coming off the bench, and Akane coming on for Philip Koenig, who'd been fairly ineffectual so far. That's nice. I was going to say that was nicely played by Eschwein. Just easing his man off the ball, using his body to shield. But referee not liking that one. Petrakalt. They are now operating effectively without a real striker now, Duisburg, as they're chasing this game. You can hear the frustration continuing to build in the home crowd. Alexander Eschwein, if anything, is going to be leading the line now. Made his career as a wide attacking player. Not really one to be leading the line through the middle. Alexander Eschwein, the number 40, here he is now, closing down. Flicked on by Sarah and Barzi, picked up by May. Quite honestly, I think Sebastian May may be the closest that Duisburg have on the pitch at the moment to a centre forward, and he's playing at centre back. He started as a centre forward last time out against Unterhaching. It seemed to work quite well. Just wonder if you might see Marvin Knoll come on at the back for Duisburg and pushing May forwards as the game goes on here. It's certainly one of the options. He is their top scorer this season, with 3 goals out of the 7 that Duisburg have scored in the league this season. Yildirim just uses a bit of physicality to win the throw. This has been the problem for Duisburg so far, is that we know, we've watched Bielefeld this season, we know they can be pressured at the back into all sorts of mistakes, which is where a lot of the goals against them have come from, as Sarah Mbaze is just dispossessed on the edge of the area. You can press them into mistakes, but Duisburg just simply have been ignoring that and sitting off them, letting them just pat the ball around at the back a lot. Maybe there'll be a step change now as we go into the last 25 minutes. Duisburg need to make something happen here. Bielefeld hold this lead, they'll be quite happy just to keep things solid at the back, not try and make any silly mistakes which have so bedeviled their season so far. And again, no pressure from the Duisburg forward players. Eventually Kersken goes long. Yildirim gets a flick on but can't find Sarah Mbaze. Looks like Sarah Mbaze actually might have moved into a more central position now with Yildirim out on that far left-hand side. Keep a closer eye on that. Certainly looks that way at the moment. Pitaro finds Sarah Mbaze. Plenty of room for Lannert to run into. Teases a ball across. Chested away by Sebastian May. Confident touch actually from the Duisburg captain in his own area, chesting the ball down like that. And now Duisburg come forwards. And they've got an overlap here. Mugultai. His cross closed down by Schneider, but that will be a Duisburg corner. Defending to be done. Good delivery into the edge of the area. There's claims for a penalty as I think that's May that's gone down. It is. Ooh, and a little bit of unnecessary afters as May bounces into Sarah Mbaze, who picks up a yellow card. He's not happy with that. There's Pitaro. Leads his teammate away. Love to see a wider angle replay of that. How much of that was Sarah Mbaze stepping into May's path? So Geerkens and Winsheimer about to come on. Now who are they replacing? Tim Kerther just been replaced by Thomas Pladel. Making his return after a shoulder injury picked up against 1860 Munich earlier this season. Well, that seemed to be much about nothing. And this is the impact here. Caused the booking. So confirmation of the substitutes for Arminia Bielefeld then, as Tom Geerkens comes on for Nassim Bujela, who assisted Fabian Close for the only goal of the game so far. And the other change, seeing that Saren Barze coming on just after picking up that yellow card, with Manuel Wensheimer taking his place. Scored his first goal of the season off the bench last week, the third and final goal in that 3-1 win against Waldorf Mannheim at home last week. Well played in midfield there from Yander. Wins a free kick as well for a bit of a tug on the shirt. So he's just been called up for the under-20s. He looks young enough to play for the under-16s. He turned 21 in March. A real baby face. Duisburg finally finding some forward momentum, and the spectacular overhead doesn't quite come off on the edge of the 6-yard box. Well, what a way that would have been to get back on level terms. There's May as well to win the ball at the back there. Yander, Castaneda, back to Bitter, and May again. All sorts of pressure on the Duisburg defence, but they managed to play through the press, and this could be dangerous now for Bielefeld. Ball in behind, finds Eschwein. Pokes the ball through. Well, you can't get a penalty for that. Fell over far too easily. And now there could be some space here for Bielefeld on the counter-attack. Pizarro spreads it over to that far left-hand side. Oppi brings it forward. Yildirim drifted unnecessarily into an offside position. This is the Duisburg opportunity here. Thomas Pladel. He went for the overhead kick to start with. Just over 15 minutes plus any stoppages to go in this second half. It's still Duisburg 0, Bielefeld 1. Just get the impression now Duisburg just starting to be able to press forward a bit more, but now it's Bielefeld just, as they've done all game long, taking the sting out of the match. Quite happy to play with the ball at the back under virtually no pressure and eventually go long. Tara does well to keep the ball in play, but then Gherkin's dispossessed in midfield and Yanda comes forwards. Magultai. Pladel. Can't quite play it through, but somehow the ball ended up with Magultai for a moment there, and he, I'd say, did well to battle for the ball there, but the yellow card goes to Magultai. A bit too physical on Christopher Lannert. Barges into him here, a little step on the calf. I think that's what the yellow card is for, a little that step there. As ever, footballer protests innocent shocker. Well, Bielefeld going to milk this as much as they can. Try and take any time off the clock, but of course all this time just gets added on at the end now. They're much stricter about it these days, so there's no real advantage to rolling around on the floor and thinking you're winding the clock down. You just simply aren't anymore. Hopefully over time we'll see less of that simulation in the latter part of matches. Well, Schreck's gone down. I think there's been a contact to the back of the head. The home fans not happy. Some of the home players not happy either. Sebastian May making his opinion felt. I think it's a shoulder into the back of the head actually from Chinedo Akane. It's certainly clumsy. There's definite frustration with some of those Duisburg players. Normally it would certainly be a free kick, wouldn't it? In fact, no free kick has been given. A little bit surprised by that. It was a clumsy challenge from Akane. Magultai. Pladel keeps the ball in play. Down to the byline, whips the ball across goal. Cut out on the near side of the 6-yard box. May uses his physicality. Beats Vinchheimer to the ball, and now there's space over on that far side for Felcher. Another change coming up as well for the hosts as Benjamin Girth prepares to take to the pitch. And that's going to be a yellow card for the foul by Yanda. No attempt to play the ball whatsoever. Did prevent Sam Schreck from taking the ball forwards though. Job done. Card taken for the team. And although Duisburg have done very little in the way of threatening going forwards, it is still only 1-0. One mistake or one moment of brilliance away. As Santiago Castaneda is replaced, an attacking substitution here. As a defence midfielder replaced by a forward. Yes, I presume Girth is going to press straight up to lead the line here. Well, Oh, the ball over the top, not dealt with by the defence, and just a flick there from Yildirim, just over the crossbar. The best chance Bielefeld have had for a while. It's a simple long ball over the top from Pitaro. And Yildirim, the only man ready to react to it. What were the Duisburg defence doing? Another long ball over the top, easily taken though by Vincent Müller. Sebastian May drives forward, now the captain. Pladel lets the ball go under his foot. Lannert solidly in to clear the ball into touch. Bielefeld in the last 5-10 minutes or so just seem to have lost some of their attacking verve. A teasing ball in, headed wide by Girth. And the foul given away by Schreck. A bit of hard work going in from both midfields in this match. They've rather cancelled each other out, to be frank, for most of the game. Just signs, though, the last few minutes that Duisburg starting to get on top finally. Svensheimer has his pass cut out. Now there's space over on that far side. A bit more ambition from the Zebras now. Pladel. Now space on this near side for Magultai. The ball comes in. It's been half clear. Claims for a penalty. Nothing given by the referee. Too many players standing around with their arms up, making a claim rather than trying to win the ball. Magultai with a nice ball in for Pladel, but his touch not quite as good this time. Schneider wins himself a throw. Nicely taken down by May, but not sure his teammate was expecting the pass there. And he's back to the play. The flares continue to go off in the away end. We're keeping them warm. Probably the best place to be, actually. Now Schreck breaking with the ball. He's got Yildirim in front of him. Uppy over on the left-hand side. Yildirim peels off to the left. As Uppy picks it up again, no space for the shot just yet. Schreck doesn't pull the trigger either, speeds it to Lannert, now Pitaro. And Pitaro does have the shot, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. Well, there will be gaps opening up at the back as Duisburg throw players forwards now in search of the equaliser. And Lannert there, taken down by Eschwein. Just clattered from behind. Eschwein getting the wrong side. Winsheimer just about squeaks the ball through. Now it's back with Pitaro. A little bit less ambition from Bielefeld with the ball here in this second half. And they're the team in the lead. Very much up to Duisburg to make the running now, and they have finally taken that to heart as Yander uses a couple of good body swerves there. A nice pass out to the right hand side as well from the under-20 international. As the ball is whipped into the near post, but well cleared. It's going to come straight back at them here. And the foul goes against Yildirim. So then, what can Duisburg do here? We've got 6 players in a knot between the D and the penalty spot at the moment. Now the awaited return of Gerrit Golka. Been out injured the last couple of match days, makes his return as a substitute here, the centre-back. Ball whipped into the near post, headed away. Pretty agricultural at times now from Bielefeld as we near the end game in this match. That ball's well kept in play. Now perhaps things will open up for Bielefeld. Yildirim does well to place himself between the ball and Bitter. Yes please, I'll take the foul. Leandro Pitaro that was replaced by Gerrit Golka, so an attacking player replaced by a central defender. 5 men up in the area for this one as it comes in. Still not cleared is Winsheimer. Drives down towards the byline, now towards the corner flag. A little bit of disagreement as to who should have the throw in. Well, this would be a big win for Bielefeld. It will put them up to 12th in the table as things stand. Considering that going into last week's game at home to Waldhof Mannheim, they were down in the bottom 4. In the Dresser Liga, all of the bottom 4 would be relegated at the end of the campaign. Nice turn from May. The ball lost there though. Here's Geerkens. Just trying to move the game back into Duisburg's third of the pitch. Does well to eventually win the foul from Baran Magultai. Has to be a little bit careful, the left back already on a yellow card. Well, of course, the hand there on the blind side to the referee, he couldn't see it, but his linesman could, so I'm a little bit surprised that the free kick's actually been given for that one. Christopher Lannett's going to take this with his right foot. Does take a lot of the set pieces for Bielefeld. Just 5 men up in the box for this one. Only 5 men defending it, as well as the ball comes in, heading off to the edge of the area. Here's Geerkens with the shot, and it's well played by the keeper in the end. I think there might have been a deflection as well. As we go into the final minute, there will be a few minutes of added time as well as Eschwein tries to stretch things down on the left-hand side, and that's a good defensive challenge coming in from Schneider. Eschwein demanding more from his teammates. Here's McGultai. It's the ball into the near post. Claims for a handball given against Duisburg. Here's another look at the chance for Geerkens. Ball headed out. He just sat there on the edge of the area. Definitely was a deflection there, and they kept it very well. Well, this would definitely tell us if there was a deflection on the shot. In fact, no, it's straight through. 6 minutes of added time for Duisburg to try and find a way back on to level terms. And this would be the 5th game this season, 5th game out of 11 where they failed to score, Duisburg, if it remains like this. Still in the first minute of 6 of added stoppages though. Played it now. He has added energy since coming on. Teases the ball in there, but that's well taken by Geerkens. Esken even, I beg your pardon. Bielefeld take their time now over everything. Just trying to stretch every second out of the game. No, he wins that in the air ahead of Winsheimer. It's a long shot over the top, and well, the keeper was off his line, just couldn't quite get the flight to stop the ball floating in there. And that was lucky for Yander. Bit of a slip, got away with it, and they still come forwards. Felcher. Here's through ball, well cut out. May. Strong again against Winsheimer. Now Yander dropping deep. Trying to conduct traffic from there. Eschwein now in his more comfortable wide roll now. He lost the ball into that far side, headed back in. Well picked up by Akane. Now the ball whipped in again, headed away. This time by Golka. Winsheimer. Oh, goes past Matt. I don't think he's got the pace to get away from everyone. That's a bit of a unnecessary foul. A bit of an unnecessary one there. Winsheimer was going absolutely nowhere. And what is the point of charging in from behind like that? And Joshua Bitter. A little bit of nerves settling into the away fans, not quite as loud as they were earlier in the game. I'm sure they'll find the voices again once the final whistle goes, if it stays like this. Wafted into the edge of the area, no real battle for the ball there. And Winsheimer couldn't control that one, it was just a bit wide for the forward player. Played it. McGultai back to May. Bitter. McGultai now. Played it. Hugging the touchline on the left-hand side, drills the ball into the near post, but that's easy enough. Jonas Kersken makes a little contact from Girth, but take the opportunity now to clear their lines. Bielefeld move the ball We'll move the whole game back up the pitch again. Winchheimer wins that one in the air. Müller forced to come out of his area, lofts the ball forward. And Eschwein, well, making no attempt to play the ball there, just looking at Schneider playing the man. And again, unnecessary foul from Duisburg. A bit of frustration again creeping through. Winchheimer trying to wind down the clock in that near corner. Now how are Duisburg going to get this back up the other end of the pitch? They've got 40 seconds left now to try and find an equaliser. Yander does well. Felcher spreads the ball wide right. Continues his run, does the right back. Goes back into Yander. Now the ball spread over to Mugultai on this near side. And eventually fed into the area. Missed by one, and it's just wide of the upright. Well, what have we said all game? Bielefeld don't like the ball in the air. They all left it for each other. And the right back, Felcher, nearly got the equaliser with the final touch of the match. But the referee brings the game to an end. And Duisburg, they did finally get going in the last 10 minutes or so, but it was too little, too late. Rolf Felcher coming closest for them in the final moments of the game. But really, not enough zip and attack for the Zebras throughout the game. And it's Arminia Bielefeld who deservedly win this game 1-0. Fabian Klos with the only goal of the match in the 38th minute, beautifully set up by Yassin Bougela. And Sebastian May and the rest of his teammates and his new coach, Boris Schommers. Well, the Schommers era starts with defeat in the MSV Arena, and it's finished here in the Drieseliga. MSV Duisburg 0, Arminia Bielefeld 1.